Peace, peace. Peace to the family, peace, love, and light. Welcome back. Welcome. Damn, that's what I needed. Peace to the family. Peace, love, and light. Broadcasting. It's a beautiful day in the A. What? Come on, fam. You got to go. Fuck out of here. Starting early, huh? Okay. Yes, peace, family. Welcome back to another episode. Got some bars for you today. Definitely want to share some insight. First and foremost, how y'all doing today? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully all is well. And what up, though? Let me do this. And I want it to become more of a routine, right? This is what we're responsible for. We're responsible to do the things that we can in the spaces that we occupy, right, to help people. So I'm going to start out with a little breathing, just in case wherever you're at, if you're overtaxed, feeling a little stress, or you might be, your day might just be going a little too fast paced for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shout out, thank you. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on them today over here. You know, the Kendrick and Trump comparisons. But before we get into any of that heavyweight content, you know what I'm saying? I'm outside, I'm getting some of this good prana. So I just wanted to share it with y'all, right? We could tap in real quick. Let's just do a little breathing exercise wherever you at, right? Just so you can get acclimated to a sense of peace and we can start on the right pace, okay? So I emphasize, diaphragmatic breathing, you know what I'm saying? Breathing from the abdominals. Yeah, I put all my jewelry on today too. This ain't nowhere near all my jewelry. I just put a few chains on. Look, anyway, let's get into some deep breathing real quick. Abdominal, right? You want to hold your hand on your stomach and hold your hand on your chest, and make sure that when you breathe, you feeling your chest. Your stomach come up. So that's abdominal breathing, and it's not the easiest thing for everyone if you're not trained up in it, because people's abdominal muscles are very tight if they have not been extending them. You know what I'm saying? But look, do the best that you can. We're just going to take a deep breath. We're going to take a 4-minute deep breath. We're going to hold that breath for 4 minutes. In the interim of those 4 seconds, my bad. Those 4 seconds, you could be visualizing. You could be emptying your mind. You could do whatever. You just make sure that you hold it for 4 seconds, and then we're going to release it. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to wait 4 seconds. This is box breathing. We're going to wait 4 seconds. We're going to inhale for another 4 seconds, and then we're going to exhale for 8 seconds. And then we'll do a third one, right, which is 16 seconds. The fourth one is 32 seconds, and I don't know if we're going to do that over here. You know what I'm saying? But we can, right? And that's really the complete way to do it. I do 4, 8, 16, 32, and then I do 32 again. And then I'm in theta. And then I be freestyling and everything because I'm in my zone. So, rest in light, Vernon Jordan. I'm very familiar with Vernon Jordan. I've studied his work. So let's just get into some breathing real quick, all right? 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds, wait 4 seconds, start again, right? Repeat the cycle, 4, 4, 4, 4. And on the exhale, it's 8, 16, 32. Whew. And then you bring yourself back in. Ground yourself. You know, wipe your energy off. You know what I'm saying? Just get yourself grounded. Get yourself centered, right? Whew. And become one with the breath. You know? That's the vehicle. Yes, so if you followed through and you did the whole 4 count, you know, to the 4th cycle, and we did the 32, you know, do that again. You know what I'm saying? Do the 32 again. Do 32, then do 32 in your own personal time. If it's the first time that you've done it, you know, consistently practice with the methodology. You know, go back in your personal private time. Find yourself a peaceful place and space and tap in and dig in. You know what I'm saying? It's rewarding. The thing that will reward you the most in this life is breath work. At least that's what I feel. That's what I quote unquote believe. You know what I'm saying? We are free to believe what we're free to believe. And I so happen to believe that based on my experiences, right? So yeah, let's see, where are we going to start today? Whew. Where are we going to start today? It's a lot going on in the world. Whole lot. Guess we'll start here. Yeah. All right. So, should we? All right. Let's get it started here. And shout out to my good brother, 19 Keys. Again, bro has an event coming up this Friday in New York City. If you're in the tri-state area and you want to tap in with community, if you want to congregate with community, if you want to be around like-minded people, you know what I'm saying? If you want to tap in and get some solutions, peace, come on. Peace, God. I'm going to holler at you right after I finish this. The brother has an event coming up this Friday, the Save Yourself Tour. And I was speaking to him, you know, a little bit earlier, and he dropped something on me to put something in perspective that I was like, damn, how did I not see that? You know what I'm saying? Are you in the city right now? Okay, I'm going to attempt to, you know, I'm going to put some plays together, see if you could pull up to that situation out there in New York. He made a connection that kind of was sitting right there, and I overlooked it. You know, with this whole conversation speaking about immigrants and this whole conversation speaking about nationality, or, you know, who's a citizen and what is a citizen versus what's not, who has rightful claim to the land, you know what I'm saying? All of these things that are pinnacle points of conversation right now. One of the main things that we should definitely not overlook, right, is the way that the European arrived here, right? And of course, not all of them, because not all of them are a monolith. And we'll get into that later about when they created the concept or the construct called white people, right? Later on in the narrative, but before that, the majority of them were sent here as criminals, right? Europe emptied out its jails, okay? And it deported the criminal class. And these were low-level criminals. These were like thieves, vagabonds, right? Quality of life, people who have violated things of that nature, right? The lowest of the lows, you know what I'm saying? They didn't send the white-collar criminals and things of that nature over here. They sent the ones, you know what I'm saying? That was breaking necks and stuff, putting in work. You feel me? That's how they populated these lands. The majority of the population of Europeans that exist in this country are German, right? Shout out to Germantown. I heard Red speaking earlier on his live about how, you know, when you go to Philadelphia, when you go to Pennsylvania for that matter, you encounter European is unlike any other European that you run into. You feel me? around the globe. I mean, not so much around the globe, but definitely around the country. And it's just the same when you got melanated people. There's 13 distinctive areas. There's 13 regions around this country where you find melanated people. 13 different regions. Hence the fact that you have regional music, right? These 13 different regions produce different artistry, different culture, different sound, different fashion. Some of them have their own narratives. They might be intertwined and intermingled with other regions. Case in point, let's take our brother Kendrick, for instance. Kendrick is a representative of the West Coast, but his people come from Chicago, and his people from Chicago come from Mississippi, right? So they're part of the Mississippian culture. So Kendrick is technically ancestrally going home to New Orleans when the Saints come marching in this weekend, or the strong in, right? That's a way to look at it. That's a nuanced way to look at it. You feel me? So certain regions are intermingled and intertwined. Like if you're from New York, if you're familiar with Brownsville, right? Majority of people from Brownsville come here from the southern migration, right? Before it was populated by people from the Caribbean, that's the 60s and the 70s. Prior to that, you know, that old antiquated melanated strain that you find in places like Brownsville or East New York, those people come from the South. A lot of melanated people that you find in, you know, damn, we can't even say Queens because it's overlapping. You got to go like different districts and different boroughs and parts of Long Island where you still see them living. Like, it's just too much information, right? I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? But a place like New York is very hard to make those distinctions because it literally is the melting pot. There's so much that's going on in New York when it comes to ethnicity and people's aboriginal origins, if you will, right? People are from everywhere coming to New York. I was reminded, I seen a picture on Facebook earlier, and I was like, oh, I was with my wild Jamaicans and Haitians, right? There's Panamanians in that picture. There's Haitians in that picture. There's a brother, you know, from down south, right? He got southern roots. You feel me? So he might be considered like an FBA, you know, Jamaicans, Haitians, Panamanians, FBAs, and then, you know, my shit mixed up. My people I'm Crucian, Commission. My mama's strain is from the Congo. My father's strain is from Benin. But his people is also aboriginally indigenous to here because the nigga don't got one parent. Like, shit crazy. Shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? If you grew up in Flatbush, you know, this would be like your normal natural demographics. Like, people are from everywhere. That's how we was comprised and made up in New York. That's why the conversation about who created hip-hop is one of the goofiest conversations I have ever heard. And a lot of niggas deserve to be backsmacked for that conversation, for even engaging in it, because only a nigga from New York could be responsible for creating such mass hysteria around a topic that's so nonsensical to New Yorkers. And the rest of you fucking goofballs in New York that are engaging in that conversation and lending credence to the BS, y'all deserve to be smacked. You know what I'm saying? You should know better. You are really doing the culture a disservice by sitting up there pretending and going along with these conversations like you don't know better. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has no distinctive. New York is the Empire State. Same way that, like, if you went to whatever the Empire of Rome would be, nigga, and they got all these motherfuckers that are just merged in from all of these places that are provinces of the Roman Empire, that's New York. That's New York. We all bled on one another. We have all influenced one another's culture. So let's take this picture. Poop Man people from the South. Sportlo's people was from the South. Dom's people was from the South. Conflict Lorenz people, right? Maybe from the South as well. You know what I'm saying? But then Alpha people is Panamanian. right? I forgot my dude on the corner. His people from the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, me and Red, we had just came from St. Croix not too long ago before you seen this picture. Right? And we congregated around culture. We congregated around our personal interests. We survived outside all from the music, nigga. Whap! Right? When we wasn't in the tunnel together rioting, when we wasn't in the Palladium together, when we wasn't in Speed together, when we was in Biltmore together, nigga, we was in Tilden Ballroom together, right? We was doing the dance hall scene. We was doing the reggae scene. We was immersing ourselves in culture so we wouldn't be so fucking weird like the rest of the population that have only been exposed to their shit. And then they're out here running around like they MAGA because they don't have no fucking exposure to diversity. And they think that it's all about their weak ass. It is not. The story of this country is that it is a consortium of hands on deck, my nigga. And yeah, you might have built the foundation, you might have built the first floor, but someone came along and built the second fucking story. Somebody came along and had an architectural plan about how to put an elevator in that bitch and get to a penthouse. Right? And then we get the benefit, right, to participate of all being able to go in the house and live in it, or, you know, domicile in it, or pass through it. And that's our story. That's our collectivized story. That's the beauty of our story. But then when there's a misunderstanding of cultural nuance, right, and someone is not representing or someone is violating, like, and we would consistently have to do that in the streets, remind one another when someone is being culturally insensitive. Now, I grew up during an era, right, like I said, where Haitians was being persecuted and ridiculed. I don't ever want to hear somebody talk about there's no such thing as black hate and black folks love each other, right? That's a very ambiguous term because Haitians was not considered that. And I saw the level of violence that was levied against melanated people who looked like me but was not necessarily where I was from, that were outsiders from our culture, because the melanated children were being acculturated by the TV, right? And the people who they looked up to, who were white folks, white men in particular, the talking heads on TV, and the Westerners, right? These are the cowboys, the wrestlers, the politicians, the president, Reagan, and all of them niggas, right? Whatever they said was law. So when they said that Haitians was filthy and dirty and the carriers of HIV and everything that's wrong in society, you could blame it on a Haitian. I saw the hatred that was instilled in our children taken out, right, on Haitians. Okay? And we were part of that contingency to turn the tide in Flatbush, because all of these brothers, they were with us, and this is not to gloat. This is not to make I'm not making an admonishment or an admitting of guilt or criminality or anything. These brothers was killers. Okay, these brothers was drillers, they was killers, and this is where the buck stopped. You cannot pass that. You cannot disrespect them and get away with it. You cannot violate them when nobody putting their hands on them, right? This is the generation that came to Brooklyn and stopped all of that BS because they started putting people in the ground. They started sending niggas back to their maker and showing back up and coming to the tunnel and coming to Empire and popping up, right? So, and they kept the gates open long enough for niggas like Wyclef to come in and do the rest. Shout out to Wyclef. I remember seeing him when they first got on. He came to the tunnel, right? But he was running with Haitian Jack and them and other Haitians that wasn't, you know, they wasn't going for none of that. You feel me? So I seen these brothers create a cultural revolution in the streets of Brooklyn where they put a stop to all of the BS. And then the entertainers came, right, with entertainment, and they did what Haitians do best, which was exhibit their brilliance, because them niggas is brilliant at whatever they do. Let's be clear. Haiti makes a different type of Negro, okay? Let's put some respect on the name of fucking Haiti first and foremost. Haiti don't make normal type of individuals. I don't care what you think about them or how you might look down on them because of what you think that you looking at, nigga. That ain't who they are. Underneath that shit is magic. And I ain't talking about, a nigga that got to slit a chicken head to get it. I'm speaking about they're born with that shit in their vein. These are different type of individuals. And I saw them put a kibosh to all of that bullshit. And we participated with helping them put a kibosh to all of that bullshit. So I got very short, I have a very short nerves. I have very short patience for people in our community that attempt to separate our community based on perceived differences that are not well established, when we should be looking for loyal soldiers. We should be looking for all hands on deck. We should be looking for people who want to participate in what it is that we're doing, right? And you got to know what you're doing first to be saying, yeah, I know what sort of individual I'm looking for to recruit to play the part that needs to be played so we can be successful in our endeavors. So, nigga, if you're looking for liberation, you need to find you some freedom fighters, right? If you're trying to get a bag, you looking for some niggas that, can grind and hustle. If you're looking for respect in the streets, you better have some hitters with you, right? So it's like, what you looking for? That determines who you're going to attract. So shout out to these brothers, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brothers. Shout out to the Haitians. How I say? Look, that's A.A. Rashid's crazy ass, right? Shout out to my brother G Young, right? Came down here in Atlanta and opened up shop, right? G Young was running with Big. G Young is the one that gave Big Me shit stop. Look, nigga, if you in Atlanta, if you in the A, you know, right? You know what G Young and Burger did when they came down here in Atlanta. Red brought G Young and Burger down here to Atlanta. We brought fashion down here. When we got down here, niggas was in Jabos. We brought Louis, Gucci, Fendi, Prada, D&G, Diesel, all of that shit to Atlanta. Versace. This is 99, 2000, and beyond, right? And again, if you are from the streets, then you know who these individuals are that we're speaking about. You know what I'm saying? This is the tunnel days, when we was in the tunnel, in the scunnel, right? This is my days. I was in high school then. I was probably 17. I just graduated, I think. Matter of fact, yeah, I just graduated high school. See, I graduated high school in August of 94, and then I had to go to college in September of 94. But I went across the street from Midwood to Brooklyn College, so I ain't had to go far, right? Y'all can see me. I'm in a Haitian household. You see the goddamn paintings? I wish you could see the linoleum on the couch and shit. I was in a Haitian household. Shout out to Tone Capone and Sandra. I was in a crib, right? I was young, but I was that 17-year-old blue. You feel me? That's 16-year-old blue. No, I'm right there. That's red right there. That's 16-year-old blue, 16-year-old red. Downtown Brooklyn. Shout out to the downtown massive. You know what I'm saying? Love y'all. I will never abandon my roots. It's not worth it. That's 15-year-old blue. 15-year-old blue. Shout out to my brother Alpha. Still in the building. He ended up being the world famous security of the tunnel. One of the Smash Brothers. My brother was doing big things out here. You feel me? Brother was doing big things out here. But yeah, so I want to talk about this. Like, I said all that fly shit. Uh-oh. Now, that was me last year. That was me last year. I've attempted to hold on to fashion as much as I can. I understand the importance of it. So I try to be jig, for us, for the people. You know what I'm saying? I felt that it's important. It's important. that we put on. We put on for our people. So I be putting on for our people. To this day. Still. Yeah. Shout out to the family. I was in Arizona this time last year. Shout out to my Arizona. Shout out to my Philly family. Shout out to Amoon. Shout out to everybody that's going to Arizona to the International Gym Show. You know, these next few days out in Tucson. I will not be able to join you this year. I have a full schedule, but I'm there with you in heart, right? So let's use our imagination and look, man, there's a lot going on in the world. If you can't laugh, if you can't do a funny with me, then just this is not the page for you. I gotta deal with a lot of heavy lifting for a lot of like wild, real serious shit in life right now. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I like getting a laugh or putting things in perspective because shit be so crazy. You gotta put niggas on blast sometimes, but you gotta do it humorously, or else you gotta take the knuckles to niggas' foreheads because they be out here cooning too hard. So this is like one of those scenarios on breaking up. Still breaking up. Let me know. Let me know. Am I breaking up? Is the feed coming through? Because I don't want to think that I'm over here like going in and shit. Can't hear? Gucci? Somebody said they can't hear. Shiz City, you might want to just click off and come back in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Look, I got my ensembles on today. I got my light blue. I got, I put some jewelry on today. Yeah. All right. So, imagine this scenario, right? Imagine this scenario. Establishing 14A citizenship for the children of slaves born in America. Imagine this scenario. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered, I, Donald J. Trump, the 47th President of these United States, heretofore proclaim on this day, January 20th, in the 225th year of our Lord and Savior, that the blacks will from now on be referred to as 14A citizens. Okay? We feel obligated to protect the children of slaves from the bombarding of their identity by foreign nationals and non-14A immigrants. Because this is shit that these cooning ass niggas out here is dog whistling the administration because they want them to pass legislation like this so they can act like they better than the rest of us, right? This is what this shit might sound like. My administration is committed to returning the great citizens of our republic back to their untethered identity. Our country has fostered some of the most productive and prominent 14As, the likes of which have never been seen before, ever, anywhere. Notable mentions include Herschel Walker, Tiger Woods, Clarence Thomas, O.J. Simpson, Russell Wilson, and Kanye West, to name a few. We take issue with coupling our great 14As with foreign nationals like Barack Obama, who have taken advantage of legal loopholes and exploited our system to be inclusive. This is my administration's knee-jerk response to the failed candidacy of Kamala Harris, who had the whole country fooled when we all along knew she wasn't one of the blacks. So we are amending that term so to not be confused anymore. It's getting out of hand, way too far out of hand, and we are putting an end to it once and for all. I hereby decree the rightful name of the children of slaves as 14As. Remove all mentions and classification of the blacks from federal letterheads or IDs. These changes go into effect immediately. Okay? And this is not far-fetched. I see this happening real soon. I see this happening real soon. I see this happening real soon, y'all. You feel me? And that's the new logo. That's the new brand. And just like with Doge, just like with Project Stargate, right? Just like with TikTok, he's going to say, I created a new brand, right? I created a new brand and the country should have 50% of the branding. So he's going to want in on the merch. You feel me? He going to want in on the merch. Because he going to be like, I created you niggas. I gave you a new classification, a new designation. I done freed you up from the untethered ones. You feel me? Y'all are our slaves, the children of the slaves. We're most comfortable with you niggas. We don't know about these other ones. They make us nervous. But y'all, we got y'all niggas figured out. Right? Y'all are our niggas. But I want in. Right? The Dino wants in. He's a mob boss. He's like, cut me into everything. You feel me? Yeah, N is the 1411. So, I can see this happening without a shadow of a doubt. Right? But let's speak about some of the things that's going on with this administration, right? Why not? Might as well go through it. Okay? New Trump official declared competent white men must be in charge, right? Impact of viral resurfaced tweets. So Trump's State Department is hiring first-term Trump speechwriter Darren Beatty to a top job just 15 weeks after he submitted that competent white men must be in charge in one of many controversial resurfaced tweets, right? And I'm just doing this because people keep telling me, I'm reaching and this don't have nothing to do with us. This has everything to do with everyone, right? Let's be clear. This has everything to do with everyone. We're all sharing this planet together. We are all tethered to this place together. You feel me? So I think that it's very dismissive for people to continuously say what has nothing to do with us versus what doesn't. Right? Like, when does something never not have something to do with us? I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? It's either this is your country or it's not. Either this is your planet or it's not. Even this is your cosmos or it's not. Yeah, and that makes it very vast and expanding. You don't got to be locked into a physical location. You can be all in your mind and be all through the universe. But God damn it. So, where's the testosterone at, man? Where's the T count at? Feel me? So this article here is speaking about the bloodless coup that's taking place, right? As we said the other day, they're booming on the boomers. What does that mean? The boomers are the baby boomers, right? And what does it mean that they're booming on the boomers? It means that they are taking unprecedented measures towards banging on the boomers, right? And the boomers are the ones that are receiving Social Security. The boomers are like my parents' age and my parents' generation. Upper 60s and 70s and beyond. You feel me? Pure energy, if it's all together, why is the conversation so race dominant? I mean, if Europeans, if colonizers are doing something and it's affecting everyone, then everyone is affected. So the distinctions are appearing to be quote unquote race dominant, but it's impacting. White women are not necessarily part of the white race. Lower income white folks that work, the proletariat class, the working poor, they're not white all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just as much as we think that it's race specific, I'm like, no, they're banging on all of them people. They're banging on everybody. Everybody's impacted. No one is getting a pass. That's the point. Unless you got billions of dollars, and they got $1 billion ops too, my nigga. They got billion-dollar ops too. Their main ops is billionaires. There's billionaire on billionaire violence taking place. And people are getting caught up in between, in the midst of it all. Right? So it says the Bureau of the Fiscal Service is a sleepy part of the Treasury Department. It's also where sources say a 25-year-old engineer tied to Elon Musk has admin privileges over the codes that control Social Security payments, tax returns, and more. Right? So Elon Musk has a contingency of white hats with him, hackers, right? Youngsters, teenagers even. And these people are effectively, as we speak, dismantling the federal government. It's what's called a bloodless coup. ABC is the acronyms, right? You're watching things that tantamount in any other country, it would get national coverage because it would be considered a coup, right? But there is a coup taking place right now that is bloodless. And because it's being underreported, or it's not being reported from that slant and that persuasion, people are losing precious time, right? Because it's going to be too late to mobilize. And it's almost impossible for you to go to your congressman because it was a peaceful transfer to begin with. The Democrats have capitulated. You are on your own if you have not noticed what the play is. And I don't say that they, orchestrated it like that, but that's what it is, right? These niggas have come around and they're spraying testosterone like they're skunks. And because the Democrats are naturally betas, right, they don't have no defense set up. You know what I'm saying? They caught these niggas with their pants down, sitting down peeing in the woman's bathroom, right? They caught these niggas in the woman's bathroom sitting down peeing with their pants down. So they're washing them niggas up while they're on the bowl, tighty bowling them, right? They're not coming to help you. They're getting washed up. Feel me? Either they initially, it was, they either they was complicit, and this is all a play that they orchestrated, or they're just devastating them by overpowering them, right? And the only ones that are fighting back are women. You know what I'm saying? And these niggas have created their career is based on them beating back women. Beating on women is what they do, right? Trump beat 2 women to get here, nigga. And lost to a man that was just decrepit, but he beat the women up. He beat up Hillary, right? And he beat up Kamala. And the nigga just came from court for beating up women. That's what he do, right? And he got people in his administration who beat up on women. And that's what they do, right? Shout out to the melanated mayors, man. In honor of 14A month, I want to salute these sisters. You know what I'm saying? They held it down in January. I don't know so much about the bass lady from LA, but she was playing into prophecy by being in Ghana during the Jubilee, because that's what was going on in 2020 when we had our Jubilee. Yeah, I don't know if this shit is going over your head or not. Come out to MAGAfest Destiny in New Orleans and we'll lay it all out for you. But you melanated people, right? You got a whole fucking Jubilee taking place right now, and you're being distracted like you was in 2020, and you're missing the play, right? The golden people have restored their golden age, and they went back to the Gold Coast. So that's where she was at when the fire was taking place. Only for this nigga to come on stage and say, no, this is the new golden age of America, right? Everybody want to steal the gold. But look, under pressure, right? Salute to these melanated women. They're still fighting the fight. They're still standing tall. They're still regal. You know what I'm saying? And they're still our women at the end of the day, regardless of their political or fraternal affiliations. You know what I'm saying? We would like to believe that they, they're part of our family. They're sisterins. You know what I'm saying? I forgive you for your political affiliations. You know? I see you first before I see that silly shit that you got yourself tethered to. Right? So what did he say? What it must say specifically, right? Well, this is AOC, and she retweeted, I guess, something that Musk said, right? This is a 5-alarm fire. The people elected Donald Trump to be president, not Elon Musk. Having an unelected billionaire with his own foreign debts and motives, right? Raiding U.S. classified information is a grave threat to our national security. This should not be a partisan issue, right? Partisan issue. Too many smart meters on those houses. Yeah, for it to be a golden anything. Nigga, that's the golden state. You can't change that because it got some fucking smart meters on it. The smart meters were part of the Democrat initiative of them going green. Regardless, we ain't gonna talk about that. It's the golden state. She was in the Gold Coast celebrating the golden age of a golden people who are returning to their glory during their second goddamn jubilee because the first one got disrupted. But we gonna make sure here in solar year 25, we ain't finna miss this jubilee, right? We ain't finna miss this jubilee. We ain't finna miss this party. We don't care if they over here attempting to party poop, right? And overshadow the celebration that should be taking place for melanated people who are finally freed up cosmically for being in servitude after 400 years. Nigga, you will not put us back on a plantation. And that's all this is about. And if you get tricked out of your freedom and they convince you that, you know what I'm saying, that's the position that you should be taking, then what the fuck can we do for you? What can we do? Intercede and get in between what? You got to know who you are. You got to know what your position in this universe is right now. You have to be assertive. If nothing else, if what you're seeing, if it's not telling you anything else, melanated man, you have to be fucking assertive. You have to find you some fucking testosterone and understand the science of the testosterone shit first. Don't overindulge in it. I'm not saying go and get you a shot. That's not going to work. You have to mitigate cortisol and then get your testosterone levels up because your cortisol is eliminating your testosterone. And how does cortisol levels spike? Stress, anxiety, and fear, right? So if what you're seeing outside in the populace, on the news, right? Any of these dog whistles, if you're hearing them and you're fearful or you're getting into doom and gloom and you think that it's going to be a wrap, right? You're destroying your testosterone. And no matter how many testosterone supplements you take or shots or fucking how many hours you go to the gym, your cortisol is going to short circuit the testosterone. So melanated people as a body politic outside of maybe the women are suffering from unprecedented amounts of cortisol spiking, right? It's short circuiting them. Our body politics, we are fearful people for whatever reason. I don't know why, right? But for whatever it is, we've been exhibiting unprecedented amounts of fear and unwillingness to, grab our cojones and do what needs to be done, you feel me, to exert ourselves, to enforce the principles of truth, peace, love, freedom, justice, right? To be the civilizers of the planet, to be the gods, all of them good things that we love talking about, my nigga. Now is the time. Now is the time of times. I got some stuff. Give me 1 second. I'm going to send some stuff. I got stuff on my iPad that needs to make it over to my phone. So there's going to be a blip for a second. As I send this stuff over, it's going to probably, my phone glitches for a second. It's going to glitch for a second. But then we'll be back. You're FBA? What's up? That's what's up. Rest in peace to Neely Fuller Jr. He made transition today. The legend of all legends. You know what I'm saying? Go read you a Francis Cress Welsing book and a Neely Fuller book. Especially you, bro. You a FBA. You better get your Neely Fuller together. You know what I'm saying? Bro is unprecedented. Hold on, I got something for you. Don't go nowhere. Let me get this. I'm gonna get this straight while I do this. That's for you. You a 14th Amendment. You're not an FBA. You're a 14A, my nigga. Salute to you. Salute. Don't let them tell you different. Don't let them tell you different. You a 14A. This is your country. You taking this shit back. You going to do all them goddamn jobs Mexicans wasn't. Let them tell you different. Don't let them tell you different. This is your country. Niggas owe you. You a 14A. So yeah, rest in peace to the good brother. You know what I'm saying? Neely Fuller Jr. Okay? If you don't understand racism, white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else you think you understand will only confuse you. Yeah, you know, study Neely Fuller Jr. You can put his name into YouTube and catch the majority of his work. He has unprecedented legacy that he has left us with, right? And the brother has held on for a while, strong. I know he had health complications many years ago, but he still stuck with us long enough to see this BS playing out. So, you know, let's honor his legacy and just do better. Make a commitment to do better. Failure is not an option. You know what I'm saying? So this is interesting. I didn't get all of my downloads. Let me see, where's the rest of this information at? Boom. Right? This the dude that wrote Fight Club. Fight Club's Chuck Palahniuk. Today's cults are the big thing, secretive cults. So this is the author of Fight Club, and he's speaking about the popularity now of cultish activity and cults. They got a whole revival, an underground revival of fight clubs. The neo-Nazis and the white supremacists are engaged in underground fight clubs globally, right? They are constantly training and getting ready, right? They got dog whistles, they got whole words, they got catechisms and everything for the race war. I won't even bore you with it, but yeah, that's what they're doing. They are actively practicing, you know what I'm saying? So he speaks about the breakdown of society into these culture spaces because, you know, of the influence of the manosphere and things that have been done online to radicalize populations, right? So he makes some very good points. You can go and check the whole article out. Where's it at? I believe I got this out of Telegraph, right? Just you know, put in Fight Club, Chuck, Cults, today. Came out on the 4th. You'll be able to, you know, you'll be able to Google search it. It'll pop up. Matter of fact, the article came out yesterday. Right? So let me just, Chuck, hold on. I'm going to pull his name up. It's difficult to pronounce. Palahniuk. That's the last name. He said, let me see, did you show the depiction of the Blanco woman as the Statue of Liberty performing at the Grammys by the black R&B singer? I missed it. I didn't see the Grammys. I saw excerpts. There are probably a billion cults going on right now that we have no clue about. Chuck is meditating on the American moment. At 62, the author of 25 books of fiction, he has made a career diving into the murky waters of the national ID and dredging back the surface to the surface his most transgressive desires. You know what I'm saying? So he speaks about anarchy, he speaks about white psychology, you know what I'm saying, and the psychosis that deals with it, and these people that are ultra violent, right? So you have the Democrats who are unable to mount any resistance to their opposition, and their opposition has chosen violence, and they've been very clear and coherent about what their intentions are and how they intend to, you know, act on their intentions. And the Dems, outside of, sneak plays, maybe attempted assassinations and things of that nature, but they have not gotten the open and said we about that life and we with the shits. And that's a problem. That's a problem. No, I didn't see a black woman, but that was the natural color and tone of the Statue of Liberty, so that's not even a story. Nonetheless, salute to whoever did that, but that's not a story. That's why she's copper, because melanated people in the mineral kingdom are copper, right? That's our correlation, mineral-wise. Melanated people coincide with copper, and copper is ruled by Venus, right? And Venus rules Islam. So I'll let you sit with that for a second. Putin says Europe will stand at the feet of the master as Trump's tariff alarms allies. Okay? So Putin is hailing Trump's plays, right? He's saying he's a muscle man and he's doing the things that need to be done to shake up the world order, right? And he's dog whistling and saluting him as well. He's saying, yo, nigga, we supposed to have a meeting. What happened? Right? Trump told you that he would end the war on day one. So he's kept a lot of other promises, but that one promise he has not, nor has he moved forward. Nor, it doesn't look like that. He publicizes everything else that he's done or attempted to do or has intentions to do, right? So when is he going to speak to motherfucking Putin to finish the war? You wait on that, right? They're shaking up the global order first. He told Ukraine, if you want to get some of this bread, my nigga, we're going to need some of the minerals in the ground, right? And that's the game that he's playing. He's a mob boss, so his game is shakedown. I'm going to wow you up, right? I'm going to turn the table upside down like Jesus in the temples. You feel me? And then we can speak about reconstructing the temple or the table after I turn it upside down. Let's reorganize it now, right? We're going to put this cup here. We're going to put this here, right? Let's make a deal. His art of the deal is utilizing the bully pulpit of the U.S., which is the military, right, to force people to the table. And the rest of these countries that he's putting tariffs on, he wants them to come, or the rest of the world that's going to be impacted by the tariffs, because it's not just the countries that he's slapping the tariffs on. It's the countries that they have taken U.S. aid from and everything else. Them countries, right? The countries he considers to be shitholes. He's going to force them to come and see him shaking their cups, right, with their hat in their hands. And then that gives him the leverage at negotiation, and he's going to negotiate, right, to say, all right, well, if y'all want our support and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? You want our support, then we're going to have some of them. We need access to your resources. You got to cut us in. We're going full socialist, right? So they're destroying all the social programs and moving fully into socialism by the government getting in bed with the corporations. What did he tell TikTok? We need 50%. What did he tell Sam Altman and them? We need 50%. Right? Who else? It's a bunch of them. He's telling them, yeah, we need in. You feel me? He told Ukraine, we need the minerals in the ground. We need them rare earth minerals. You got to cut us in. If you want our support, you got to cut us in. Right? So it's interesting. I just seen this article. A historic D.C. black church now owns the Proud Boys name. So they sued the Proud Boys, right? And Metropolitan African Methodist Episcopal Church can seize any money the far-right group makes from selling merchandise. So they beat them in court, and they got the trademark. You feel me? So anything that the Proud Boys does is going to benefit their rightful owner, which is now a melanated church out of D.C. that they desecrated during the quote-unquote protests during 2020, right? The whole Black Lives Matter stuff. Feel me? So that was an interesting development. That's an interesting narrative. I want to see how Trump is going to intercede with that, because they cannot concede any power to any enemies, right? They have to project strength at any and all by any and all costs at all times. And that's going to be their undoing, right? They're going to be so conflicted with what fights to fight and which ones to pass up. He's not going to be able to win all of the fights. They're going to spread themselves too thin. And they're not going to have the resources when the fight that they need to fight is brought to them. Feel me? Interestingly enough. This was an interesting article. I don't know if this is off topic or not, but it was still an interesting article. It said, what's with all of the sex parties? And they're speaking about not the freak-offs, right? They're speaking about the professional private sex clubs, right? They're a top-tier, high-level sex clubs. Like, this is not an isolated incident dealing with Diddy. These are parties that are popping up in all affluent communities, because what we need to understand about affluence and even the power dynamic, the things that you're seeing in D.C., the same thing that they told you took place in Davos. When you get rich people together, they're into weird, they have weird proclivities. Sexual proclivities are weird for people who feel that they have no limits. They have no barriers, and they're not used to hearing the word no, right? They don't think the same way that you think. If you think, in a way that is not full throttle access to any and everything that you feel that you deserve. Now, that goes into a whole nother psychosis. You feel me? Somebody said I'm an agent. Okay. Nigga, you just got in here. And you already with the shits, huh? I don't know what's going on. Ain't got me, I don't know what this is, shit. But I got a filter on my shit. I don't know what's going on. But I got like a minute left, so they're about to cut me off. It's definitely has been an honor to dialogue with y'all today. You know what I'm saying? I ain't lose focus. My time is running out in the midst of everything else, and then the goddamn screen is blinking and going crazy. So I'm going to have to leave it there, and we'll follow up at another time, right? Again, shout out Brother Red. We did an amazing YouTube live. You can go and check it out at Know the Ledger 44. We'll be on Brother Rich's tomorrow, all right? Shout out to my brother Q Reeves. I heard you did your thing. I'm going to go and check that video that you did out last time you was over there in the building, all right? And for the family that don't catch us, we'll see you in the city if you pull up, right? Got a whole host of activities going on in Strong End, all right? So I appreciate y'all. Peace.